I wanted to focus for just a few minutes on some of our tools and strategies that have already been introduced here in the teaching of Dreams Come True and Nightstorm. These are some of our core tools and strategies that we want our students to be aware of. And in fact, one of our goals
In foundation levels 1, 2, and 3.
is that our students will be conscious of, they'll have an awareness of some of these specific strategies and tools. First, I want to just talk a little bit about what's the difference between a tool and a strategy.
A tool is a more specific learning device that you will use in a specific song. You can use it in more than one song, but all tools are not used in all songs. A strategy is more relevant. It's a learning device that can be applied to pretty much any song that you're learning. So it's a more all-encompassing learning device.
So I want to talk about a few of these because these have already come up in your training, and these are phrases and words that you want your students to know and apply. And some of the tools, or the more specific what to do, are that we've come across so far are sentences, which we used in Dreams Come True. The tailpiece, which might seem like a kind of a very specific tool, but it is a tool. Also, 5 steps of sound. We just use that term a lot in whenever it comes up in any song. So it's just a good phrase to have established right from the beginning.
Now we're going to look at a few strategies that have come up.
Controlling the events is one of our go-to ones. It's a really important one. A lot of people will say it's just, well, you're playing slowly so that you don't mess up. But it's really a little bit deeper than that. It's more about being very deliberate when you are learning something new so that you are getting it correctly the first time and hopefully every time. And Neil calls that clean layering of information in the brain. The more mistakes that are made, that's just more information that the brain is processing. So that's why Neil always says, the more slowly you process, the more quickly you'll learn. Speaking instructions aloud, and sometimes you'll see that referred to as external speaker as well. And that's simply just saying what you're doing while you're doing it. It just helps your student get a deeper layer of learning. It's used in Nightstorm at the tailpiece part, but he doesn't talk about it separately until Jackson Blues. But at the end of Nightstorm, this is a really good example. When putting the hands together for the first time, where the right hand is coming down the 5 steps of sound and the left hand has a new position, just saying together, right, together, right, together, as you're learning it and playing it really helps. Single thought processing is another strategy that can be applied to any new learning. And this is something that as teachers, we need to be super aware of. This is one of the reasons that so many people struggle with traditional methods. It's because they're really asking students to process a lot of different new concepts at the same time. And it's just, that's what is so frustrating to a lot of people, looking at the music on the page and having to think through, okay, every good boy does fine. Okay, that's an E or whatever note. And then looking at the rhythm piece of it and then finding the note. It's a lot of different thought processes trying to happen at the same time. We are breaking that down and only asking the brain to process one new piece of information at a time. These are things that are covered in the training. I just wanted to give you a resource here where you could start keeping track of these, because they kind of just go by and then it's really easy to forget about them. I'm just giving you this spreadsheet here so that you can come in and add as you go, and then you'll have a nice record of things that you can remember to talk about intentionally in your classes. Again, you can download this file by going to File and then Download as whatever type of a file that you use. Or I believe you can make a copy as well and edit it that way. I hope you find this useful, and it's something that I want you to keep handy, that you can keep adding to as you go and encounter additional tools and strategies.